checking in with. I tell my friends all the time, told one yesterday, professional help is okay. It's not a bad thing. It's not you're a bad person or you have failed. You have not failed because you have to go see a counselor. You are not weak. That you're stronger. And we have to stop that stigma because we got too many lives at risk. Too many hopes and dreams are held bound and captive because we can't let our minds be free to be themselves, to be whole. So you first have to understand and make a decision, make goals that are specific, that are measurable. I'm going to, first step, find a therapist, a professional licensed therapist, professional licensed therapist, a counselor. And I'm going to set up a schedule. Now, when you get there, if they're reputable and if they know what they're doing, they're going to be able to take it from there. So whether that is that you need to see a psychiatrist, psychological help is needed, or you need some drugs to help you, that is all fine. They should be able, if again, that's why you want to make sure that they have actual training and they are certified and licensed and all of that. That goes with whatever career choice that you're going with, because they should be able to direct you in your right path. And it does not make you a bad person. It makes you a person able to be human and transparent. And your transparency will heal the nation. Your transparency will heal your kingdom. Because remember, again, you have a kingdom. I need you to like and share this. You have a kingdom. You have a kingdom. You have a responsibility to be who God called you to be in all of itself. It does not look like somebody else. It should look like everybody else. God did not call everything the same. His whole creation says that he's not a sameness. He's not a one-trick God, if we can call him that. He doesn't do, when he made the flowers, there's a whole multitude, a bouquet of them. When he made the clouds, we have different levels of clouds. We have cumulus and cirrus clouds and all. So he is a God of variety. He is a God that is so much himself that one could not just contain him. So he had to do a multitude, a plethora, and a vast array. He even can't even be named by one thing. So we get Jireh and Shalom and all of those other, Jehovah's, right? And then Tiskanu and Elohim and Yahweh. And, okay? So we get all of those because he is just that vast. Well, you are made in his image. Thus, we are just that vast. And my job is not to understand you. The Bible even tells us, how can you judge another man's servant? So don't allow somebody else's opinion, thought, and regulation of you sequester you into a box, put you into, this is what my thoughts of you. This is what a missionary does. This is what an evangelist does. These are what pastors look like. This is what they wear. That's not your job. And again, I'm going to say it again, as I said at the top, there is nobody that has made an impact that has followed every rule. You don't make differences going with a group think. And they even teach us as consultants, when you're going into an organization, when you're going into a group, you want to go and you want to make sure everybody has their own voice. Because the more you have collected in a pool, the more variety, the more diversity, the more inclusion you have into a pool, the better results you have. The more things but if everybody agreeing with the same thing, somebody's not even thinking. They're passing time along. That's how you know if your group is even effective, if you're even doing your job. But your wholeness is contingent upon your acceptance of you. Your wholeness is contingent upon the acceptance of it happened. Whatever trauma it is, whatever thing that made you broken, whatever thing that disappointed you, whatever thing that depleted you, it happened. But because I'm still here after it happened, I can go back and make sure that I'm whole from it, that it doesn't control me, but it enables me. It should not control you. It should empower you. It should not stifle you. It should propel you. It should not guard you. It should release you. Because I know that I can survive this, I can go and attack this whole group of people. And when I say attack them, I'm talking about minister to this whole need, because I'm a survivor. And that empowered me. But if you don't get healed from it, you'll cower when you see it coming. You'll find reason to throw rocks at it instead of saying, come on, I've been where you are. You'll avoid it and go the other way because you've never properly ministered and became whole yourself. So someone is waiting on you. Someone is counting on your testimony. Someone needs to hear your voice, and nobody else will do. And I don't care if there's 100,000 of the same titled people, kind of people saying the same thing. They ain't heard it from you. God got me together one good time, and that was, I'm like, when a message, you got all these people claiming to be prophet, all these people claiming to be, I'm honestly didn't want to do it. So I don't see why you don't pick them up and anoint them for real. Make them, I know they lying that they're a prophet, they're not a prophet, but they want to give it to them. With all the demons in hell that go with it, give it to them, that's what they want. But that doesn't excuse you. Though there be 10,000, that doesn't excuse your purpose. That doesn't alleviate your destiny. That's not negotiating what I call your wholeness to do. But it is dangerous to walk out into a field and you're not completely cured or made whole. Doesn't mean that scar tissue may not be there. Doesn't mean that your memory won't be there. But you can't go there and then have an anxiety attack when it becomes too deep for you, when the reminders is too strong. You got to make sure that you're perfectly whole from it. And that is a journey. It is a process. Remember, in the initial definition about a journey, it usually states and has a pattern of taking a while. This is not going down the street. This journey is take me. Some people have been in a cycle for years. It's going to take some years to do some undoing. There's going to be some mental agility exercises that you have to do. It may be getting up every morning saying, I am, and then state who you are. And I am healed from, and state what you, and do it every day, until it sinks down into your psyche and your mind receives it and it falls into your spirit and embeds itself into your soul. Keep on confessing it, professing it. Some days you're not going to feel it's true, and some days your body is going to be like, it is exactly a lie. This, I am not healed. I'm still broken, but I'm still healed. Even in my brokenness, healing is happening. I mean, be truthful. Because I don't want you, I'm not telling you to practice a lie. Still go through. If you are, I'm healed and I'm going to take my medicine. I'm healed and I'm going to my therapist. I'm healed. That's where my healing is lying until I get strong enough to faith and God shows enough. You have got Dr. Black. God bless you. You have to understand who you are, whose you are. And again, earth will come together to tell you it's time to take up your bed and walk. It will tell you, pull down your tents. It's time to move forward. Do not allow yourself to get stagnant. And some journeys have different legs. So you go, your journey may be from Milwaukee to Florida, but you may have to your first leg may only take you to Chicago. Second leg takes you from Chicago to Memphis. And on until you get to that complete place of healing. I had the same thing. When I moved to Atlanta, God took me on a several leg journey of healing and forgiveness. The first one was the church, the last church I was at. Well, not the last one, a church I was at. And the healing was my responsibility. And his instruction was write a letter of release and ask them to forgive you. I want you to hear me real good. Ask them to forgive you. Now, the church, I said, hurt me. But the instruction was ask them. Because we need to release this. We need to, first of all, we need to actually go back and read that story again. Re-see what happened. It doesn't mean that they didn't do, but let's own all of the parts. What was my part? Even if it was acceptance. We talked about that last week. I accepted whatever word curse they said. I accepted whatever defamation or even in my ignorance. I may not have known, but I did accept. Didn't know that I shouldn't, but I did accept. So I forgive me. I release me, and I need you all to forgive me. Because one, perhaps I should have been the person to stand up and said, no, this is incorrect. But I submitted to a cycle that caused and produced hurt. And you got to know it didn't just do it in me, it did it in whoever else allowed. But if I had been that voice, so forgive me. And forgive me for anything I did. And then after I got through with that, he went on to a different hurt that was bigger. Until he got to an ultimate hurt that I just fell flow. Fell, I can't do it. No, no, no. But because he had already started me on the leg of journey, or on the journey, and I had gotten through some legs, I knew that I can pull myself up. It's going to hurt. It's not going to feel good. I don't even know how I'm going to do this. But one, I'm going to call in help. I'm going to phone a friend. Use a lifeline. I'm going to do everything I have to do because my wholeness is about me, about my completion, about my health, my well-being, my elasticity in earth, how I am, who I impact, how I impact them. So I had to learn the process of forgiving, and it is a process. The first step is forgiving yourself, acknowledging I wronged me. I forget and I release me. They tell us that they teach us that even in trauma of people who were molested as children, that one of the first things that must be dealt with is the forgiveness of themselves, because children often blame themselves. I find that this is actually same with adults and people who traumas have happened. They usually start this blaming, even when it appears that they're pointing fingers at everybody else. That's because they can't even handle. Usually, psychology teaches that when we have a name blaming, it's because we are so devastated and feeling so guilty that we have to lash it out because we can't even handle our own offense to ourselves. So I want you to know, I want as we're ending this, as we're coming to a close, that it is a journey. But the first thing is to make a decision. Make a decision. And then implore help. You are not alone. You are not an island. You are interconnected for a reason. Lean on people. Tell them you are not weak to ask for help. I need help is the most honorable thing. And it doesn't matter as long as you get what you need, what they think. And be patient with yourself. As you're going on this journey, if it says it takes 13 hours to get from here to Atlanta, in 3 hours, I can't collapse. I'll never make it. But I got to have patience. I have to have a mindset that I'm going to keep working at it. And sometimes you're going to have to go, stop, and get gas along the way. Your energy may not be enough at the beginning to sustain you all the way through. So you go and you allow something to be poured into you to give you more energy, to give you more strength. And then you head out again, back on the road. I may have even gotten off course, but I'm coming right back, and I'm going to end whole. There has to be a determination. It has to be your affirmations. And being whole means finding my complete, authentic, original self. The design that I came to earth with. The design that God brought me on earth for. You are somebody, and somebody needs you. Along the journey, prepare for the unexpected. How many times when you think about going on a journey, you're on your way and an accident happens, or you get there's something happened that is not accounted for, and you have to go off course. You have to take a workaround. Prepare for that. Make wiggle room. Give yourself mental acuity and flexibility. Because sometimes when you go into sessions, other things come up. And if you're not careful, sometimes the things that come up deplete you even more. Like, I thought I was just dealing with mama. I hate the whole family. All of them, all the niggas. Forgive the word. Your sentiments come out like, oh no. Or you go to have a discussion because it's a part of your plan of your journey. I'm going to finally have that talk with mama. Finally have that talk with auntie. And that talk turns into something you have no, what? But can I tell you that talking and communication is one of the few things that our black families have done well. And it's understandable. We have not been very good at articulating and communicating with each other within the family. Had an experience when I came home in March, talking to my mother, and some of the most tragic, traumatic things in my life. She sat and looked at me like, what? When did that happen? Ma'am, it was in our own house. What do you mean? When did that? And I mean, literally, I was blown away. She was blown away. Huh? What's going on? Huh? What? Who? When? I never. Oh my God. She starts crying. I'm not going to cry. I'm on my journey to heal and wholeness. I don't need, maybe I need to buy you a ticket to Wholeness too. Because, but have these conversations, but be prepared that they may not go the way you designed them to go. Think that they go. Now, mind you, good things came out of it, but other thoughts came out of it too. That now we put that in the pot too. We're all going to be healed. So plan for the unexpected, because you don't know everything. You come to find out that, you go to talk to them and you wonder why they weren't never there. Why didn't you? And you come to find out they weren't there with an actual reason. Like they didn't plan to not be there. If they could be, they would have. But there were some things that you didn't know about. So you have to go back into your storybook and rewrite. But you can only have that fact after you make a decision and start the journey. Commit to the journey. I won't die here. I won't land here. I won't rest until I have everything I'm supposed to have. I hope this has been a blessing to you. I hope please comment and let me know that you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, the journey is still going. It's ever evolving because you're evolving. It's ever going because you're ever going. It can even, sometimes the road changes because you change. People you meet change. Sometimes you add on. Oh, we got to add to the journey. And sometimes you throw out, oh, that's no longer even important. Embrace the full you, all of you. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Sit, my bishop says, sit in the tension. And I love that. Absolutely love that. In conflict resolution, tension. Tension is where growth is. Tension is where maturity comes. Tension is where prosperity comes. A flower can never bud until it goes through the tension of the soil. A butterfly can never come out of the cocoon until it goes through the tension of actually separating from the cocoon. Your teeth can't even come in until the tension and discomfort happens in gumming, right? So you got to sit in that tension. It's not going to be comfortable, but it's going to be worth it. It's not going to feel good, but it's definitely going to be worth it. How much does your freedom matter to you? How much does your wholeness? And I promise you, you have no idea how much freedom, how much more relief, how many heart palpitations you could miss, how many heart diseases and maladies and ailments that you won't have once you allow yourself to be free. Once you allow yourself to be whole, once you make a decision, earth will converge with you. Heaven will agree with you. And they will make it possible once you commit and make a decision. I'm talking about a full decision. Once you find people to say, hey, check back with me every week and see, did I do what I said I'm going to do? That I put together a strategy. Whether seeing a life coach, seeing a psychiatrist, having a psychological examination, whatever that looks like for you. It's Health Awareness Month, Mental Health Awareness Month. But it should not end next week. Next week is the my last week of this section. Now, if you think that I should go on, let me know. I would love to. I don't mind. I love being able to share and then learning from you, your experiences. So thank you so very much. Again, comment, like, and share, and I will see you next week. God bless.